Being that we have our sewer plant on a bond right now, I know in the past, you were able to deduct from your income tax.
Yeah, the
Some
water and
monies.
sewer, there used to be a formula and you could deduct it, but you're not allowed to do that no
We're not allowed to do it, or we stopped doing it.
more. No, you're not allowed to do it
They
anymore.
took that away.
They took it away, can't do it no more.
And I'm not a long-term resident of New York.
But
so
that's
I
the
don't-
tax laws,
That's tax code,
that's tax code, they took that out of.
Never mind.
Okay, then.
Never mind.
If I look at the chart,
Never mind.
what you're saying, right now, we're at $15 per unit. But we would be, according to this, you'd be combining the 1140 plus the 606 per quarter?
Yeah,
So you're at
so
1746.
you're not that far out. No, but the idea is that you've separated it, so
And the
you're getting.
246 I was talking about.
See, but that's a problem
Yeah.
too.
Oh, is that what you meant, the
Yeah,
difference?
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
misunderstood.
That's the problem with tax exempt properties too. Too many people are using loopholes now and
We have.
I worship here, now
what you
it's
would
tax
think the tax
exempt.
exempt properties are, they do pay water and sewer.
Yeah, but they should be paying their fair share of taxes as well.
That's
Somebody
a different
says, oh, I'm gonna make this
I'll
room
vote
a
for you
chapel.
if you can get that through.
You know, I'm gonna make this a chapel, I mean, and it's not any particular, all religions, Catholics don't pay tax on all,
Schools don't pay.
and some of them have more property holdings all over. If they were all paying their fair share,
Yeah.
you know, I don't see why they should be tax exempt, because you're religious, all right, well, you're still using the services, you
Well,
should pay your
the
taxes
schools
too.
don't pay taxes, so if you could somehow get all tax exempt places to pay taxes, you have my vote.
I mean, theoretically, I don't see why they should be tax
I
exempt,
will be a campaign.
just because they're religious. You know, I don't know, but that's another tax code thing, and people exploit it, you know, and it costs the common guy a lot of money when
Yes,
they have pockets full of money and
We
we
can-
don't, and
yep.
So back to this facility charge that's $15 per unit right now. Does that matter, like, if you're looking at a 10,000 square foot, single-family house, they're only paying $15 versus 1,000 square foot apartments that are paying $75?
That's how it's set up right now.
Yeah, you're still basing a unit on a family, so not the
Not the
amount
usage.
of room in their home, just that one family gets this much benefit out of being able to flush their toilet and wash their vegetables.
So you can have 10 bathrooms in a house and they're paying one facility
I don't
charge.
think that would be considered a 210, is it?
Actually, it
Maybe I'm
could be
exaggerating there,
technically.
but,
I think you were, but that's okay.
but
If you have any
But
of
it's
those,
still
we can
only
look at a
one-
method in
Still
order
one
to.
unit.
I hear you.
well, if there's one person living there, you can have 10 bathrooms,
And it
you can
doesn't
only
make
use
any
one at a
difference.
time.
Right, but if there are issues like that come up within, you know, your customers and your building, those are things that we can look at to see if there's a fair way to, if there's a need to have something changed.
Well, it's like, you know, if you have someone who's single, living, but they have company every weekend, so what do? You raise the rates on the weekend?
Yeah, they're having a party and you got 70 people at your house every weekend using your toilet, you know.
Well, at that
Sounds
case,
exhausting.
Chief Sicaro will just keep the 70 people that he's having over Saturday.
Listen, at the end of the day, I think this is a good idea because it'll be a more fair distribution to carry the debt burden and to help distribute or to keep reserves. I think this village as a whole, and I'm not blaming this board, has not had enough foresight to keep reserves for our infrastructures and doing some little mental math, not that I'm a math genius or a savant or anything. I think this is a good way to help us from moving forward, thinking 10, 15, 20 years down the line, not needing to bond every time we come to crisis.
And not
So-
coming to crisis in the first place is a better way to do it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I agree. If they had foresight, we wouldn't have spent $13 million on the wastewater.
And I think everybody, you know, you just passed a rental law today, and this is gonna help bring in the capital from that, and will, you know, if you got an accessory apartment, well, guess what? Now you got 2 units. You know, because you do have more water usage and more sewer coming out. If you're converting to two-family, what?
The ones that have mother and daughters, they pay two garbages, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They have 2 garbage units.
Have I talked to you on the phone?
No.
Okay.
I've done real estate a very long time,
And is there
and I've
any way
worked for
with
builders.
new technologies and stuff that we could drive down the cost?
That's an often in your
Cost
upgrade.
savings?
That's often in your upgrade when you want to look at a process in your treatment, for your wastewater treatment, or management of your wells system for lower energy use pumps, lower,
Right, free
that's one of
drives
the
on the
things you
pump.
need to be looking at these days, so that's part of that.
Yeah, because
There
there's
are-
a
but
lot
there-
of things that can drive your costs down,
Right,
which
and
overall.
how is this piece balancing with this piece? Because if this piece works too hard, it makes this piece work too hard. How do you keep your system in balance is often part of the energy costs.
And then in the real estate, they have a formula, what's the payback? If we lay out $2 million, if it takes 20 years to pay back, then essentially it's not worth laying out the $2 million. But if it pays itself back in 3
What's the
years,
service life too? Yeah,
then
those
it could
things
be
you
worth
think
it,
about.
There are green incentives for homeowners that will give you credits and discounts if you switch over to like low-flow faucets and stuff like that to help with energy costs. And there are some municipalities throughout the country that have given residents discounts to upgrade the faucetry to like low-flow and stuff like that.
So yeah, you look into that, and with the same with the energy companies, they usually have.
But I'm talking-
Well, New York has NYSERDA, and NYSERDA does have the grants and the energy audits and stuff like that.
So that's your next.
but that's for the consumer. I'm talking about for the town that's running these
Yeah, and
treatment.
like I said, for the wastewater
You drive your
treatment
costs
plant-
down, you're driving my costs down.
Right, that should be part of the design process.
That could be something that we could ask right now. What if we went to low on minimum? I know you said it
You
doesn't cost
could.
any less to deliver that water,
Mhm.
still using the same electric manpower and so forth.
Well, right now, I think this is close to what your average use is. You could go to the 25th percentile of use as a minimum. You want to have some reason to pick that number. So, again, if I get up-to-date data, I can look at what's the,
Well, can you send a request to us of what you need, because then we'll,
Yeah.
I'm retired, I can come in anytime and do it.
but that's one of the things that we've looked at in other cases, where this might be your average use, but what's the median use? If you've got some higher users, that often raises the average. So you want to take a look at some of those numbers and see if there is something that's less than 7,000 gallons that
Would you
supports.
suggest doing what a lot of, like, I'm thinking my parents' home in Rockland, they do have summer rates. Would you suggest something along those lines, where
Is there a
maybe have
reason?
no minimum
Right.
and do a summer rate?
I think the summer rate idea is to account for some of that. For if you do summer rate for water and not for sewer, you're doing the watering, and the sewer doesn't have that. If there is a reason, if there's something that changes in the cost of your plant, some wastewater treatment plants have different effluent guidelines and stricter control in the summer than they do in the winter. So that might be a cost change you would have a different rate for. Summer rates, I'm not sure why, unless there's more people coming up for summer for second homeowners or vacationers, or some reason that it's costing you more to run that plant.
Okay.
That's not really the case here, no.
Yeah.
But it's a thought.
Well, it's also nice that for the 4 quarters, you know what your water bill is gonna be about, if you do something like, I know my parents, and they're on a fixed income, or my mom is anyway, and she always freaks out, because the water bill is
It's
getting
gonna
there, it's
change.
crazy.
Yeah.
I know my summer bill is higher, the water rate, I top off.
But you're using more. Yeah, that's different. The rate doesn't change. Your use changes, right?
Her usage doesn't change.
Yeah.
And that's hard to get the public to understand too, I don't know how come I'm paying so much water, there's only 12 people in the house. But they all
Are
take
they
showers.
teenagers?
And last year they were home because the schools were closed.
Right.
You're flushing the toilet.
You'd be surprised how much water you're consuming.
Yeah. And that's why I didn't want to use the 2020 data, because it's
No,
not a
I
good picture.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
And there's no way to make units like as far as how many occupants in a home? Because
That's
somebody
really
can have
getting
a
nitty-gritty.
same size home with
Yeah,
8
that's
occupants
really-
and somebody
Are
has
you
one
looking for a
occupant.
part-time job?
but that does get reflected in
Just
the
trying to think of,
consumption.
you know, outside the box,
Right,
how it's
consumption's where-
fair, you know, equal for
Well, that's
all.
where the consumption is.
Yeah.
That's the meter, that takes
Yeah,
care of
that's
that.
the meter takes care of that bit.
You could be in charge of ringing doorbells. How many people?
Oh, great, that'll fill up the Facebook feed.
As long as you have a vest on with the name on the back, you got it.
Everybody's Ring camera, this guy.
Only if he can come with me.
Oh, yeah, poor Brian.
Brian.
ID and a vest.
Well, okay, so we have our work to do. We'll get that information to you as quickly
Yeah, I'll
as
send you an email.
possible.
Should I send that to,
You can send it to me and I'll just get
forward
it
it
back
on?
to everyone.
Okay.
Our next meeting is October 4th, I believe. Is that giving you enough time to,
Well, it depends on what we need. If you're talking basically about the assignments of units, yeah, that's enough time. That doesn't take that long, unless we've got some stuff that's difficult to deal with and I need to get back to you guys.
And when would this be implemented? Next year or?
that's something, yeah.
Till we get everything figured out, how we're gonna bill it, this and that.
They'd have to do a village-wide data collection.
The other thing is make sure she gets the updated bond figures for sewer.
Yeah, if that's gonna kick in, we'll need to reflect that as well, right?
That's a big
Kicks in
difference.
October 1.
Yeah.
So that's gonna change that for you a lot.
Mhm.
Yes. I was gonna spring that on you guys later. The first payment.
It's coming.
It's coming, yes, sure, it's okay. That's why I'm up all night.
Yeah. So I can look at consumption if I get that for, is that a good,
Yeah,
Minimum
we'll
to
try
stay
to
with.
get all the data.
yeah,
um,
Yep.
Really from the town because all the assessments come out of the town.
So who does the billing in terms of the debt?
We do that.
Okay, so I would need, from billing, I would need how many units they've assigned to each parcel.
Correct.
So that wouldn't be the town, that would be
Well,
billing.
we have to get it from the town,
Oh.
about how many parcels.
Oh, parcels, right, that are in the village and on the system first
And
up,
then we
yeah.
could list the different businesses that we have.
Yeah, and if you get, if you have billing by at least address, hopefully by parcel number, we can do that in GIS, where we combine the latest RPS big bunch and then just cut you guys
I
out.
was gonna suggest that, yeah.
Okay, good.
But now our water district, isn't that just the village?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
so
we don't
wanna-
have none of that data, we have to get it from the town?
the town has the data collectors. The town sets our tax rates. The village doesn't set our tax rates. Your taxes haven't gone up in 3 years.
I'm not complaining. The taxes, everything
In the
goes up.
village, in the
In the
village.
village.
That's right, we've got to finish
Right,
that
in the
sentence.
village. I have to keep on, in the village, the taxes have not gone up in 3 years.
So most of what I need is billing information on the meters, how many units are assigned,
Well,
and
they
just to
did a
make sure
few
we have those
years
parcel
ago
numbers
because of a
with
shortfall,
property codes.
but that wasn't,
What's that?
I said they did go up, there was a good increase one year
Oh, I
way
have all
back.
the tax rates in my office.
Because there was a
25%
shortfall
increase for
and
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
we got
yes, I
audited,
remember
and
that.
they were
Remember
doing a
that.
bunch of things that shouldn't have been getting done and taking money from here and paying.
It's still a good deal to live in the
Oh,
village.
yeah.
I ran some numbers today where between the water and their taxes per month, it's still cheaper at the end of the quarter than that Time Warner bill
You want to talk about expensive water?
They're out here every other month, they're
Well, and
raising their
This line
rates.
up here has the state average. This is mostly towns, maybe not villages, but the town special districts for water is $887 a year, and sewer is $696.
I'm just saying, you want to look at water bills, go to the city of Newburgh. Ooh, it's brutal up there.
Where is this?
City of Newburgh?
Can you drink the water?
Yeah, they have all those issues
And they
to
get,
take care
I
of
think
too.
they use Hudson River water, don't they?
I don't know where they get it from, but they charge a fortune
Hopefully
for it.
it's above Kingston that they use.
Oh, Kipsy uses Hudson River water too. Some of it, not all of it, but some of it comes from the Hudson River.
Got a salt front real close. Climate change, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
thank you and good luck with that, and I'll get you an email.
Thank you.
Okay, next.
Good night.
Make the motion to adjourn?
Sure.
Any questions now?
Any questions on,
No, I mean, like I said, our presentation was good. I think it's about time people started paying what their usage is for their building. The codes are already defined out for 90% of that. You have your strip malls that you're gonna have to set up guidelines for the individual businesses that go in and out of there. I would think you're gonna have, as they're built, each particular storefront would have to get its own water meter, which would make more sense. This way it's billed
the
per
stores
unit.
have their own water meters now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it makes more sense and to classify the rate for that type of usage. Retail, light industrial, you know, you have fragrance factory, that's gonna have, that uses a lot of water, to the point they have their own well now. And sewer, a lot has a large sewer discharge, you know. the
Car
home
washes,
daycares.
but they regenerate a lot of their water, I think.
Yeah, we don't have, car wash, it was hand car wash
Like car wash.
here.
Well, we
There's
got
none
the,
in the village unless you want to.
no, we just got the one at Sunoco
We
there.
get the Sunoco.
It's closed.
It's closed.
Oh, they
Oh, it
closed
is.
that?
Yeah, it's been closed for a while.
We have our work to
Then we
do,
don't.
so. Which, any other questions? Well, thank you for coming tonight, I appreciate it.
Are they
Trustee
gonna
Cologne,
send notices out to inform the other townspeople so that when the rates go up? they're not-
Village people.
Village, the
We're gonna
YMCA.
get along, it's a village.
No, but I'm just so that they're aware that this is coming, because I only knew because I called up about my water meter reading, and
Just so you can
it's-
see
they
these
told me
are
about
codes
the
that she's
meeting
talking
tonight.
about,
So
like this is for
She
restaurants.
goes, oh, you
and
should
the
come.
Well,
So I can.
Is it set that there's gonna be rate changes, or is that is this just their recommendations?
It's a recommendation.
So it's not set that there's gonna be yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's inevitable, every